Hello everyone, myself Mr. Nimesh G. Gandhi. I am working as an assistant professor in Mechanical Engineering Department at Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Today we are going to discuss about numerical on hollow and composite cylinder part 2. In previous video, we discussed about the two example which is related to hollow cylinder and composite cylinder. Now today we are going to discuss about another two example. So we are going to discuss about the example number 3. A steel pipe with 50 mm OD. OD means outer diameter is covered with a 6.4 mm asbestos insulation. It means first initially steel pipe is given. So first of all we are just consider that will be our steel pipe is there. That steel pipe is covered with 6.4 mm thickness of asbestos insulation. So first of all steel pipe will be considered, then after that steel pipe is covered with the asbestos insulation whose thickness is 6.4 mm. So first of all 50 mm OD is given, it means outer diameter of the steel pipe is given. So we can say that D1 is equal to D1 for the steel pipe outer diameter is equal to 50 mm. Now we require the radius R1. So R1 is equal to 25 mm. 50 divided by 2. Now that mm is converted into meter. So it will be 0.025 meter. So R1 is equal to 0.025 meter. Then after 6.44 mm asbestos insulation, it means thickness of that insulation is given, that will be our thickness. So first of all we are just consider that thickness, we are just denoted by the T1 thickness, we are just consider that is our thickness T1, that the T1 is indicated thickness of the insulation asbestos. So now how we can find out the R2? So we can say that R1 is already given or already we just find out here. So R1 plus that T1, that is your R2. So we should write here R2 is equal to R1 plus T1, and that T1 means thickness of asbestos. Okay, so R2 is equal to, here thickness is mm is given 6.4 mm. So we should consider here R1 in the form of the mm. So R1 is 25 mm is there. So 25 plus 6.4, so is equal to 31.4 mm. Now similarly that mm is converted into meter, so it will be 0.0134 meter. That will be our R2. Now what will be our R3? Okay, so first of all you can see here K is equal to 0.166 watt per meter Kelvin. That is what? That is a thermal conductivity of the asbestos is given, thermal conductivity of the asbestos. So first of all we are just consider that is our A layer is there. Okay, so Ka means which is indicated thermal conductivity of the asbestos layer A. So we should write here Ka is equal to 0.166 watt per meter Kelvin, thermal conductivity of the asbestos. Now followed by the 25 mm layer of fiberglass. Okay, the first steel is given, then after first layer is asbestos is given. Now second layer is given, 25 mm thickness is given, 25 mm thickness is given, which is covered on the asbestos. So we are just consider that will be our second B layer is there. That B layer is which? Fiberglass is there. Steel pipe, asbestos, and then after fiberglass. So whose thickness is just, we should just here mention that small t2. Small t2 means what? Thickness of the fiberglass. How much? 25 mm. So how we can find out R3? So R3 is equal to, we can say that R2 plus that thickness will be considered R2 plus thickness, and that thickness will be denoted by the T2. So we can say that R3 is equal to R2 plus T2, and T2 means what? thickness, but which thickness is here considered? Fiberglass. Here we are just consider the thickness of the asbestos. Here consider the fiberglass. And how much given fiberglass thickness? So fiberglass thickness is given 25 mm. Okay, so R3 is equal to, first R2 will be considered. Here mm is given, so R2 will be considered in the form of the mm. So how much? 31.4 mm plus thickness is 25 mm is given, so plus 25, so is equal to 56.4 mm. Over. So now we just convert into meter. Similarly, 0.0564 meter. So first R1, R2 and R3 is there. Then after you can see here, fiberglass insulation K is equal to 0.0485 watt per meter Kelvin. It means we are just considered that fiberglass is our B layer is there, and B layer thermal conductivity is denoted by KB, and KB is how much? 0.0485 watt per meter Kelvin. Over up to that. Now the pipe wall temperature is 393 Kelvin. So first of all, we are just mention 3 layer steel, asbestos, and after fiberglass. We are just consider that surface temperature of that steel is T1, surface temperature of that asbestos is T2, and that fiberglass temperature is T3, T1, T2 and T3. Now how we can decide that heat is transferred inside to outside or outside to inside, which is depend on the temperature. So first of all, you can see here the pipe wall temperature is 393 Kelvin. Okay, pipe wall temperature, it means what? Okay, your surface temperature of the steel pipe is given, and how much given? 393. So that T1 is given 393 Kelvin. T1 is equal to, okay. Now the outside insulation temperature, outside insulation is given. It means outside insulation is which? Fiberglass is there, it's outside insulation is there, and that outside insulation temperature is 311 Kelvin. Okay, so that will be our outside temperature is our T3 is there, so T3 is equal to 311 Kelvin. Now you can see here T1 is maximum compared with the T3, so T1 is greater than T3. So we can say that heat is transfer inside to outside. Heat is transfer inside to outside. It means T1 to T1 is greater than T2 and T2 is greater than T3. That much amount of your heat will be transferred T1 to T2, T2 to T3, and then after it will be transferred to the surrounding. Okay, so we can say that rate of heat transfer take place radially outward, inside to outside. So we can say that radially outward, whose temperature is given outside 311 Kelvin. Now calculate the interface temperature between the asbestos and fiberglass. Okay, so first of all, already I told you okay, T1 it means surface temperature of the steel. T2 means what? Okay, that side will be your asbestos is there, and that side will be your fiberglass is there. So we can say that okay, T2 is the interface temperature between the asbestos and fiberglass. T2 is the interface temperature between the asbestos and fiberglass. That will be find out interface temperature between the asbestos and fiberglass, that will be find out. Okay, and T3 means outside temperature of the insulation, or we can say that fiberglass. So our target is to determine the T2. Okay, that will be your given data, that will be your diagram. Okay, now how we can start? So how many equation we have? First of all, we should write here. Okay, first of all, we are just consider individual layer as well as we are just consider the composite layer. Okay, so first of all, we are just consider individual layer. It means what? Heat is transferred T1 to T2, then after second layer T2 to T3. Okay, so two individual will be considered, layer A and layer B will be considered, and composite means what? Heat is transferred T1 to T3, that will be considered. So first of all, our equation is what? Okay, rate of heat transfer, okay, which is denoted by Q is equal to, okay. So first, what will be our equation here? T1 to T2 will be considered, so that will be an individual T1 minus T2. What will be our resistance for the first layer? It will be ln R2 by R1 divided by 2 pi Ka into L. Now here length of the pipe is not given, we are just consider that will be extended, that will be a length is there. Suppose length of the pipe is not given, so already we are just consider in the form of the Q by L. So we are just considered here Q by L, that L will be here Q by L. Whenever a length is not given, always consider Q by L will be considered. Okay, or per unit length will be considered. Is equal to what will be our second layer? So second layer fiberglass is there, heat is transferred, T2 to T3 will be considered, steady state conduction is there, so Q by L is same for throughout the rate of heat transfer will be considered. So T2 minus T3 divided by resistance for that fiberglass will be considered, so ln R3 by R2 divided by 2 pi kb into L will be considered here. Okay, that is your equation for the individual layer A and layer B. Now we are just consider the equation for the composite. So what will be our equation composite? So we just consider summation of all two will be considered, that two resistance will be summation will be considered. So first of all, Q by L is equal to composite will be considered, it means heat is transfer that T1 to T3. So T1 minus T3 divided by resistance for the first layer plus resistance for the second layer. The first layer resistance is what? ln R2 by R1 divided by 2 pi K plus ln R3 by R2 divided by 2 pi Kb. So ln R2 by R1 divided by 2 pi Ka plus ln R3 by R2 divided by 2 pi Kb. Now how many equations we have? So we have a 3 equation will be there, that 2 will be individual and that will be composite is there. Now which equation we can use and find out the value of the T2? How we can find out the T2? So first of all, you can see here that T2 is present in this equation. T2 is present in this equation. So first of all, we are just consider, suppose we are just consider that equation is will be considered. If I will consider that equation, so in this equation, first of all, we have a not a value of the Q by L. Rate of heat transfer is not given. So Q by L is unknown. T1 is given. T2 is unknown. Second unknown. Then R1, R2, 2 pi K, all value is given. But two unknown is there, Q by L and T2. Suppose I will use that equation. Okay. So in this equation, one more time Q by L is unknown. T2 is also unknown. Okay. T3 is given. R3, R2, 2 pi Kb is given. So one more time it will be two unknown is there. Now we are just consider that equation. But in this equation, T2 is not present. So first of all, our target is what? Okay, first of all, we are going to finding out the Q by L. If we are finding out the Q by L, then after we can use any one equation will be considered and then we can find out the value of the T2. If you are consider that equation, otherwise that equation, we can find out the value of the T2. So first of all, our target is what? Q by L, rate of heat transfer will be find out. So how we can find? That equation will be considered because in this equation two unknown is there. If I will consider that equation, T1 is given, T3 is given, R2, R1, R3, R2, Ka, Kb, all value is given. So we can find out Q by L and then after put the Q by L here and then find out the value of the T2. Suppose if we are consider that equation, you can find out the T2. Both areas same answer. Okay. So now first of all, we are just starting. Here we are just consider Q by L as it is equal to what will be our T1. So our T1 is 393, okay, minus 311 T3, okay, ln R2 by R1. R2 is 0.014 divided by R1 is 0.025 divided by 2 pi constant term into K. How much K? 0.166. Okay. Plus ln R3 by R2. R3 is how much? 0.0564 divided by R2 is 0.013314. Okay. 2 pi constant term into what will be our Kb? Kb is 0.0485. Okay, now from that equation we can find out Q by L. So Q by L is equal to first upper side 393 minus 311, it will be 82. Now first resistance, first of all we are just finding out first resistance, so 0.013 314 divided by 0.025 ln answer divided by 2 pi 0.1. Okay, so that is our first resistance 0.21864 plus that resistance will be finding out 0.0564 divided by 0.01314 ln answer divided by 2 divided by 3.14 divided by 0.0485. That is our second resistance 1.92284 plus that resistance will be considered plus 0.21864. Okay, 82 divided by answer. So our answer is 38. Q by L is 38.29. What will be our unit? So unit of the Q is watt and per length is there, so watt per meter. So Q by L is find out. Now our target is to determine the interface temperature. So how we can determine? So we can use any one equation will be considered. Okay, so first I will consider that equation. So Q by L is given, already find out 38.29. okay, Q by L is 38.29 is equal to T1 minus T2. So T1 is already given 393. So 393 minus T2 divided by ln R2 by R1. R2 is how much? So R2 is 0.01314 and R1 is how much? 0.025 divided by 2 pi constant into Ka. Ka is 0.166. So from that equation we can find out the value of the T2. Okay, so first of all already this resistance will be find out. This is our answer, that is our resistance for that. Okay, so it will be 0.21864. that will be multiplied with the 38.29. okay, 8.3717 is equal to 393 minus T2. T2 will be considered at side. So 393 minus answer. So our T2 is equal to 384.63. okay, now what will be our unit? Degrees Celsius or Kelvin, which is depend on the data. Okay, our data in this data T1 and T2 is given, T1 and T3 is given in Kelvin. So our answer in the form of the Kelvin. So last answer is that T2 will be our 384.63 Kelvin, which is interface temperature between asbestos and fiberglass. You can see here that is our T2 interface between that side will be your asbestos is there and that side will be your fiberglass is there. So that is your T2 interface temperature 384.63 over. Now we are going to discuss about another example. The third example is over. Now we are going to discuss about the example number 4. Now you can see here first. Hot air at a temperature of 65 degrees Celsius. So it means one hot air is given whose temperature is 65 degrees Celsius is flowing through a steel pipe. So one steel pipe is there. Suppose I will consider that steel pipe is there. So inside that pipe hot air is there and whose temperature is 65 degrees Celsius. So first of all I am just consider that will be our steel pipe is there. Okay, so inside the pipe one fluid is there. Now fluid in the form of the air. We just consider fluid as a air. So it will be your how much? Its temperature it's 65 degree Celsius. So we just consider that Ti inside temperature of the fluid, or we can say that THF, or we can also write THF temperature of the hot fluid because hot air is mentioned here. Okay, so temperature of the hot fluid is equal to how much? 65 degree Celsius. Okay, one more thing, we cannot directly take that will be T1, Ti or THF is given. Okay, it's depend on the heat transfer coefficient is given or not given in this example. Suppose heat transfer coefficient is given, so at that time we are just consider as a fluid. Okay, but heat transfer coefficient is not given, so at that time we are just consider conduction. heat transfer coefficient is given, it means conduction as well as convection both are present over. So now you can see here further data is flowing through a steel pipe of 120 mm diameter. So diameter of that steel pipe is given. Okay, D1 is given. So D1 is how much? 120 mm. So R1 is equal to 120 divided by 2, so it will be 60 mm R1. So the radius of the steel pipe is 60 mm. So convert into meter, 0.06 meter. R1 is equal to 0.06 meter. Okay, the pipe is covered with two layers of different insulating material. Two layer is given and both having a different both are different insulating material. So we are just considered steel pipe is covered with the two layers. So we are just considered layer A, that will be our layer A is there, and that will be a layer B is there, and both having a different material. So we should mention K is the thermal conductivity of the layer A and KB is the thermal conductivity of the layer B. Now both having a radius will be considered. So we are just consider R2 is the radius of first layer and R3 is the radius of second layer. Okay, now you can see here two layer of different insulating material of thickness. So both having a thickness is given. So we should mention similar way. In previous example we consider that T1 is the thickness of the first layer and T2 is the thickness of the second layer. We are just consider. Okay, so thickness 60 mm thickness for the first layer is given and 40 mm thickness for the second layer is given. So we can find out R2. So how to determine R2? So R2 is equal to, we can say that R1 plus that thickness T1, R1 plus thickness. So R1 plus T1, and T1 is the thickness for the first layer. And how much given first layer thickness? 60 mm is given. Mm is given. So R1 is also considered in the mm. So it will be 60 into 60 plus 60. It will be 120 mm. Now convert into meter. So it will be 0.12 meter over R2. Okay. Now 40 mm second layer thickness is given. 40 mm second layer thickness is given. So that will be, we are just considered T2 will be considered. Okay. Now how we can determine? So first R2, then after it will be T2. So R2 plus T2, R3 is there. So R3 is equal to radius of the second layer. How it will be considered? So 40 mm thickness is given. So we just consider R2 plus T2 and R2 will be considered in the form of the mm. So how much mm is there? 120 mm is there. 120 plus that thickness is 40 mm is given. 40. So 160 mm. Now convert into meter. So it will be 0.16 meter over R1, R2 and R3. Now you can see here their corresponding thermal conductivity. Okay, so both layer having a different thermal conductivity is given. Okay, so corresponding thermal conductivity is given. So first 0.24 and second will be 0.4 is given. So 0.24 is the thermal conductivity of the layer A and 0.4 is the thermal conductivity of the layer B. So Ka is equal to 0.24 watt per meter degree Celsius and Kb is equal to 0.4 watt per meter degree Celsius over Ka/Kb. Now you can see here, now most important thing is there here in this example. The inside and outside heat transfer coefficient are. Okay, heat transfer coefficient is given, it means H is given, and H is given, it means in this example convection is considered. Okay, and convection is how it will be considered? So convection is possible otherwise inside, otherwise outside. Both H is given, inside and outside both H is given. So we are just consider inside is convection is present as well as outside convection is present. If any one H is given, outside H is given or outside heat transfer coefficient is given, it means convection outside is present, inside is not present. Otherwise inside is given, so outside is not present. Suppose one H is given, but here mention that the inside and outside heat transfer coefficient 60 watt per meter square degree Celsius and 12. It means inside H is given as well as outside H is given, and both H is given. It means we can say that convection is possible inside as well as outside. Okay, so how it will be considered? So we can denote it by, that is your inside H means Hi, or we can say that HHF, and outside means HO, or we can say that HCF. So Hi is equal to how much? 60 is given, 60 watt per meter square degree Celsius. Hi, or we can say that HHF. Okay, similar for the 12 watt per meter square degree Celsius respectively is given. Outside is given, so outside HO or HCF. Cf is equal to 12 watt per meter square degree Celsius. Okay, now why we should consider that dotted line? So the dotted line is indicate that fluid is present inside as well as outside, which is depend on the value of the Hi and Ho, because both are given. So we just mention convection is outside is present, outside convection you can see here dotted line, and inside convection you can see here dotted line. Okay, now what will be our temperature is there? Okay, so first of all, the atmosphere is at 20 degrees Celsius. Atmosphere, it means we can say that surrounding temperature will be considered, and surrounding, it means surrounding cold fluid is present. You already mentioned here atmospheric air, it means surrounding air is present, which is denoted by TO, it means T outside temperature, or we can say that TCF, temperature of the cold fluid. TO or TCF is equal to temperature of a cold fluid is equal to 20 degree Celsius. Now you can see in this figure first. THF means temperature of hot fluid, already given 65 degrees Celsius. T1 means temperature of the steel pipe. T2 means interface temperature between that layer A and layer B. And T3 means outside temperature of the layer B. Okay, or we can also say that interface temperature between the layer B and surrounding air. Okay, and TCF means temperature of the cold fluid, or we can say the temperature of the atmospheric air or outside temperature. Okay, up to that over, given data is over, then after figure is over. Now what will be our target? Okay, find the rate of heat loss from the 60 meter length of the pipe. Okay, length of the pipe is given, so L is equal to how much? 60 meter. Length of the pipe is given 60 meter. Now what will be our target? To determine the heat loss, Q. Determine the heat loss, Q. Now how we can determine the Q? So first of all, whenever you find the Q, how many equation we have? So already I told you, okay, if I consider individual, otherwise you should consider the composite will be considered. Now easy way, which temperature is given, you can see here, okay, which temperature is given, then after you can decide, okay, which equation we have to use. Okay, so you can see here THF is given and TCF is given. Okay, it means THF means inside temperature is given and TCF means outside temperature is given. Okay, so we can say that, okay, heat transfer take place that inside to outside, radially outward. Why? Inside temperature is 65 degrees Celsius and outside temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. Inside is maximum, outside is minimum. Heat transfer take place inside to outside. Okay, and which temperature difference is given? THF and TCF is given. It means composite cylinder will be considered. Okay, which temperature is difference is given, then you can select the Q equation, because we know about that, okay, how many Q is there, we can find out the value of the Q. So first of all, we are just consider, okay, first layer will be considered here. If I will consider that the heat transfer take place at THF to T1, first equation Q is there. Second equation for the Q is T1 to T2 individually. Then third equation for the T2 to T3. Fourth equation will be T3 to TCF. Okay, but if I will consider that individual layer THF and T1 value is unknown, Q value is unknown. Similarly, I will consider T1 to T2, T1 minus T2 will be considered. T1 is not given, T2 is not given, Q is not given. If I will consider T2 and T3, T2 is not given, T3 is not given, Q is not given. Suppose I will consider T3 and TCF, TCF is given but T3 is not given, Q is not given. So what will be temperature is given, which temperature is given? To THF is given and TCF is given. It means THF is here, TCF is outside, and composite will be considered. So we can directly consider the equation for the composite cylinder. So what will be our composite cylinder equation? So we just consider, okay, Q is equal to composite cylinder, it means heat is transferred directly take place that inside to outside. Heat is transferred first THF to T1, then T1 to T2, T2 to T3, and then after last one will be TCF. Okay, so first of all, composite THF minus TCF directly transfer inside to outside. Now each and every resistance will be considered. Okay, first resistance for the which consider it is transfer THF to T1. Okay, and heat is transfer take place between the hot add to the inside surface of the steel pipe, that is convection, and convection resistance for the cylinder will be considered. And cylinder convection resistance is what? 1 upon H. It means heat transfer coefficient. But which heat transfer coefficient? Inside hot fluid is there, so HF into area. But which area will be considered? Inside area will be considered. And area, how it will be considered? Cylinder area, so it will be considered 2 pi r into L. But inside radius is what? R1 is there, so 2 pi R1 into L. That is your resistance for the first layer, convection resistance cylinder. Okay, plus now heat is transferred, then T1 to T2, so that resistance will be considered. That resistance, it will be a T1 to T2. It's your solid to solid heat transfer. We can say that conduction is there, and conduction resistance, how it considered? Ln R2 by R1 divided by 2 pi Ka into L, Ka for the layer A. Okay, plus heat is transfer, that T2 to temperature to T3, T2 temperature to T3. One more time, that layer A to layer B heat transfer, solid to solid is there. Solid resistance will be considered for the cylinder, so it will be Ln R3 by R2 divided by 2 pi Kb into L, and plus heat is transfer, that T3 to TCF, it means surrounding or atmospheric air. That is your one more time convection is there, heat transfer take place, solid to fluid is there, convection is there. So how resistance will be considered? So resistance will be considered 1 upon H. On which H? Outside H, it means HCF, cold fluid H, into area, outside area. So outside radius is R3 is there, so 2 pi R3 into L. Over up to that. That is our equation for the rate of heat transfer. From that equation we can find out rate of heat transfer. Okay, now is equal to, first of all, 2 pi L, 2 pi L, 2 pi L, 2 pi L common is there, so we just take upper side common and then take upper side. And THF is how much? 65 degrees Celsius. And TCF is how much? TCF is, okay, TCF is 20 degree Celsius. So 65 minus 20. Then after we are just taking 2 pi L common and upper side, so it will be 2 into pi, it means 3.14 into L. L is length, how much given? 60 is given, 60. Okay, now denominator 1 upon here, 2 pi L will directly take common. HHF, how much HHF is given? So HHF is given 60, so it will be considered 60 into R1, so R1 is meter, will be considered 0.06, 0.06. Okay, then after plus ln R2 by R1. So R2 is how much? So R2 is there here 0.12. R2 is 0.12 divided by R1 is 0.06 divided by 2 pi L is common already, Ka. Ka is how much given? 0.24. So 0.24 plus ln, that equation ln R3 by R2. So R3 is how much? 0.16 and R2 is 0.12. So 0.16 divided by 0.12 divided by Kb. So Kb is how much? 0.4. 0.4 plus 1 upon HCF. HCF is how much? Outside heat transfer coefficient 12. 12 into R3 only, so R3 is 0.16. Over each and every value is given, we can just find out the answer of that Q. Okay, so 65 minus, it will be 45 into 2 pi L. So that our upper side is 16956. Now individual resistance will be find out. So 1 divided by 60 divided by 0.06. Okay, so it will be 0.2777. So we are just consider 78 plus that will be 0.12 divided by 0.06 ln answer divided by 0.24. So it will be 2.881 plus we are just consider for the here 0.16 divided by 0.12, then after ln answer divided by 0.4. So it will be 0.719 2 plus last will be 1 upon 12 divided by 0.16. okay, so that will be 0.5208. now summation of all three will be considered. So q is equal to 16956 as it is, divided by that whole resistance 0.278 plus 2.888 plus 0.7192 plus 0.5208. okay, so 4.0408. okay, so 16956 divided by answer, so that will be our answer. Q is equal to 3848.39. okay, that will be our answer. And what will be unit? So only Q find out, so it will be unit is watt. okay, Q by L, so at that time watt per meter, but L is given, so we just consider the Q. That will be our rate of heat transfer. Now you can see here, find the rate of heat loss from the, okay, so find out the rate of heat transfer. okay, thank you.